right, babe, you ready?
Ready.
All right, taking off. Gears up. Wow, look at that. Perfect. Couple clicks of trim, guys. Couple clicks of trim and this thing's settling. Cruising around at about half throttle, guys. This thing's absolutely amazing. Holy smokes. I love this jet.
Yeah. Agreed.
Definitely picked up on speed, guys, versus the Outrunner. All right, dial down some of this power here. So we should get more flight time with this in-runner too. It's more conservative with the batteries.
Didn't know that. That's cool.
Love the A4. Let's bring it by for a flap test. Flaps feel pretty good, guys. So, dropping the gear. Here we are, full flap. We're at 1 minute timer left. Let's check our approach. So I think we need a little bit more mix in with full flaps, guys. So, look at that. All right, done messing around here. All right. Gears are in. We're gonna make another approach. All right, guys, we're bringing her in for a landing here. Let's do it, babe. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're gonna go around one more time. So I'm not liking how it's feeling with full flaps in at all. So we're gonna have to do something about that mix for sure. All right. Too fast.
Way too fast.
It's not feeling good at all, guys. You know, I need... All right. I'm nervous.
You got this. Slow and steady.
We're just gonna let it roll out there. We'll take that for a remaiden, guy. We need to make some adjustments on there with the flap settings, right? I mean, like,
Welcome back to Motion RC Live, everyone. I'm James with episode 5 of our weekly live show here in 2021. So I hope you are all, doing well today. I hope you're all GameStop millionaires, and I'm COVID-free, so I'm excited. We had our tests on Sunday. I told you last week we had a bit of a scare. Me and my daughter both tested negative. Everything is good, and it's always been good. So we're back again for an awesome show today. So I'm excited because this is one of the few models in front of me that I've yet to fly. I never got a chance to fly or unbox a 70mm Yak-130, and now it comes with that new 70mm 2100 kV brushless in-runner inside. So I'm excited from what I hear and what I've seen. I've seen it fly at shows, when shows used to happen, a lot. But it's always one where it reminds, people say it's very stable aircraft. So I'm expecting Hawk-like performance and stability from the Yak. I'm just excited to rip it. And I like the way it looks coming out of the box. We did a quick unboxing because obviously we're going to do a build video separately. Will come out eventually. So we just quickly unbox it. And I was shocked with how it came out of the box because this is a classic now in Freewing's lineup. But when I saw the baggie and there's just 4 screws inside and 2 spars and a tube of glue, which I love, means it's going to go together pretty darn quick. So I was like, we can get this done today. Which is nice. So we'll do that a little later on in the show. I see everybody here. E-powered, is it E-powered RC? It is E-powered, it's hard to see it. The E-powered RC, yes. Jonal 2021 canceled. And that stinks because only 2 days ago I was planning on putting my deposit down for, the RV space to get that started. But, then I saw the news last night and posted it on Facebook, and another year. That's 3 out of 4 years, that Jonal isn't happening, or partly that 4 years ago was when it got canceled due to weather. At the beginning they had the first weekend, but that's tough, man. It stinks, but I guess it's still a little too early. So hopefully they have null in the fall, because if they do, then I will for surely be there. But I see Air Guardian, man, you'll be seeing yourself in this show. Happy to see that you got yourself the MiG, and I'm looking forward to you stretching out, what you do with that, and especially if you get the thrust vectoring set in, I'm sure you're going to be doing some awesome videos, but you'll be popping in. I see David Snyder, George Watts, Kentucky RC, thank you, love the show, love you for loving the show. George Rushing, Justin Lamb is here, as usual. I think I saw Mary Boozer in the show, and Hamilton's Hangar. Thank you for letting me use your video at the beginning. Guys, again, if you're new to the show, if you're watching a replay, anyone we show on this show, we want you to go over there and give them the subscribes. Our YouTube channel isn't really, we're not independent YouTube channel or anything. We're not looking for stuff, but they really need your support, and find the ones that you love. And I love Hamilton's Hangar because he's kind of new to this. I think he's been about a year in now at this point, but every time he flies a plane, it's new for him, just like this is going to be new for me. And that's the beauty, man. Just because there's so many products out there, it's new for somebody. Every product is new for somebody, so it's nice to see him doing well. He has a good channel there, Che. He's a good guy, and you should go check out his channel. He has a lot of fun videos out there. So, let's get started. So if you guys noticed on the sidebar, we got new additions in stock now. WL Toys cars, and we got our excavator. I know it's been a while since we since we announced that, but due to COVID and stuff, things just got delayed with those things. But I'm excited. We're going to be getting a couple of these in our hands. So Alex and I, next week, they should be here today. Next week, we're going to start making some videos on these. We've got rock crawlers. We've got buggies. There's some military trucks in there, and they're all priced really awesome. If you never know WL Toys, they've been around a long time. So, they make good products, and for the price you're getting for the RTR stuff, it's awesome. Like, I love this, I love these trucks they got. They look really, really cool. And I can't wait to see one's paired up with some of the tanks and such. But what I'm really excited about, and we'll do it next week, is the excavator. Alex, if you go down, I think we had a video, threw a video into the excavator. Did you get that one?
No.
Oh, you missed the excavator. Okay, it wasn't in there. Maybe it didn't pop through. But if you guys saw, I posted it on Facebook, and we'll show it maybe a little later. But you know, the excavator looks really cool. It's a entry-level excavator, all full die-cast metal, and it's like $240, but it's about 10.5 pounds, and it's gonna move some dirt. It was one that I was so excited about when I edited the video a while back. But what's it called? I've been dying to get it in my hands. I want to play with some of this RC construction stuff. I want to move some earth, because those are some big, you know, it's definitely a big niche of the hobby. So we're excited to have those in stock. So definitely all the links to these products are in the description. And here's the excavator. Is the audio's probably playing. Sorry about that. But yeah, it looks awesome. So I'm going to be excited. I'll have it on the table here next Friday for sure. But hopefully it'll be dirty, because I'm going to go get myself some play dirt, build a little sandbox, and we're gonna have a go with it. And I know when I told my son about this, he definitely wants to play with it. What kid doesn't love construction vehicles? But I've been in some of those Facebook groups too, and it's amazing the customizations that those guys do to their models. And you know, I saw them in there looking for people who do decals. So Callie, get ready to start doing some construction truck decals as well. But I love this. This was a shot. Alpha had filmed this way back, and this is Alpha driving it. And, you know, the power on the thing is just awesome. It can pull itself right up. It's got smoke. And, again, the WL model version is like an entry level. Some of these get very pricey, as you can imagine. There's hydraulics to move them. And, you know, if you want to get into it. Yeah, that excavator sold is 10.5 pounds of die-cast metal mixed with some plastic parts. But, yeah, I'm excited to see it. So you guys will see it next week for sure, because we're going to be out playing with it like crazy. And then, again, I'm going to have about 3 of those cars in, and then we'll get more because we want to change all those white pictures to, you know, action shots for the website eventually. So excited to play with some cars and trucks, too. As we had said last year, we started the trend, you know, we're everything, something for everyone, and it's nice to see some of those things start coming to fruition now. So, as you see the sidebar, let's get into the community before we get building this aircraft, and then we'll spend the rest of the time doing this build here. So we'll get started. Who do we got up? We're on Facebook. A lot was happening this week on Facebook, and we'll start with Alejandro, because we're going to see him when we get to the YouTube section, the video, but he had posted, he finally got himself his MiG, and he posted some pictures with himself and his MiG-29. I know he did some work. He's active in the forums, guys, so I think probably both RC groups and Hobby Squawk. If you're in the forums, if you want to know about the planes that you see him fly on his channel, he's always in there talking and rapping with everybody. So,
is he just flying in the rain, or is the picture super misleading?
Were you flying in the rain? He probably was. I don't think he flying, but he flew it great from his first couple flights, and his videos are well edited, and we'll show you a little bit of that in a little bit. Then we have Henrik Wires with his MiG-21 with a matching hat. I like this post coming up. The MiG-20, that's my favorite version of the MiG-21 color-wise from the 2 schemes we got. I have the blue one too here, and looks good. Always fun to fly the MiG-21. And staying safe out there while you fly. We love it. Then we had this video from Cameron Clay. Cameron Clay did a little mod to his F-16. That's awesome. It's always cool when people do the canopy mods. Although, you know, I'd be afraid that I'd hit the button mid-flight and then you got yourself an air brake that goes ripping off. But it looks awesome. I like the weathering. He didn't post any pictures of the way it fully looks. So Cameron, if you're out there and you're watching, good on you for that mod, but I'd love to see more of it. Post it up. What else do we got? Jeremy Salt. Oh yeah, he made a post. If you guys don't know, you know, Jeremy's friend of the show, friend of Motion, out there in Utah. He makes these awesome slime lights that work well for the F-22, the F-4, and the A-10. And you could reach out to him. He'll send you them. I'm sure he gives all the information on how to set them up, how to get them installed. It's a lot of customization, but he posted a bunch of these pics of all of his planes, you know, in the dusk and at night. and they look absolutely fantastic. If you really want to add that extra level of detail, Jeremy's one of those guys who just, you know, gets things done, and they're awesome. I would love to. I eventually want to do it to one of mine. Awesome, there it is, the awesome tank. Splash the like button for Jeremy Salt. There it is, and
I got it on hotkeys this week. We're ready on demand.
Alex has it on hotkeys. Oh, we forgot. I gotta get. What do you guys think? I'm putting out to community. I want to get a little camera on Alex where he could always be in like the bottom left-hand corner where that Spitfire is on your screen. You know, like Alex cam. So when he talks, so he's more part of the show.
Hit us
you
with
know.
some dislikes if you dislike that idea.
Alex said, "Hit us with some dislikes if you dislike that idea." And we gotta get a mic on him because it's always better when there's, you know, everybody I'm sure is tired of me talking all the time. I get tired of hearing myself talk all the time. But either way, I mean, these pictures are awesome. And then the last picture in this crop was recent, but Jeremy did a quick Jolly Roger scheme to his friend Nate Baxter's F-18, and I thought that was awesome. You know, matches like that Tomcat. But he said he did this in 3 hours, Jeremy. That's insane if you did that, but it looks awesome. So either way, really, really cool job, and the fact that you spend the time to do that is awesome. So either way, but yeah, the slime lights, guys, that's one of those things. If, you know, by the time, once you add the slime lights to your plane, and then you go get one of these guys, you know, RC Geek or Gooniacs, Afterburners, you know, just adding those extra levels of crazy detail, which is awesome. Then we had, I like this video, was fun. Popped up from Khalid Al KH. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. But he, I guess a new member of our group, posted this video. He's flying his AL-37. At the start, I didn't know what was happening, but I can't understand it. But they're excited, and then the AL-37 just rips through the shot all around. So absolutely awesome. That's a fire post. So, yeah, there's Gooniac, fire booties. Yeah, man, check out Gooniac if you want Afterburners. But Khalid, that was awesome, man. I love that shot because I didn't know what it was at first. You know, you see these things sometimes and I don't know, you could be quick to remove posts. It might be spam, but then you have to watch it and you're like, oh, there it is. And that was awesome. Glad I watched it. So that was fantastic. I wish I understood what they were saying, but I know, like, I love when people get hyped in languages I can't understand. It just sounds always more exciting than when we get hyped. But that's awesome. So, what do we got? Then we got Christian Berggren. Berggren. He posted a picture, another MiG-21 popping up, but he did it with the black and white effects, which gave it that a much older feel to it. And, you know, I thought that was a really good look for the MiG-21. It looks really, really cool. And now we're having video focus quality issues, Alex is
I
saying.
don't think so.
Maybe.
I think it's somebody watching it in 360p.
Yeah, you could be on 360. Put it up to 1080-60 if you can. But either way, MiG-21 looking great. And I think the last picture is his face with the MiG-21. There he is. And, you know, awesome for posting. Thank you for sharing in our customer community. Let me get a sip of coffee. Stop my voice talking. There we go. Had to change to 1080. You guys got it? All right. Everybody's saying video's good. So we're moving on. Then we had Luis Angeles. He had an incident with his T-33, but that's when the magic happens because he turned it into what almost looks like the P-80. But either way, nice scheme, and I love that the decal on the nose is his name. It looks like he fixed it up really well, and you're off flying. And that is, right there, is the beauty of foam aircraft, because that can happen, but the beauty of an EDF versus, let's say, a foam propeller plane is, for the most part, when you do smash your nose, you don't lose your power system. You know, like the power system is so shielded on an EDF jet inside the foam, buried deep, that if you do have these accidents, you at least can always use the ESCs. With prop planes, you could bend motor shafts, you can really do damage, more damage, I think, overall. But I don't know if let me know, guys, if you're in agreement with me. But you crash a jet, sure, it stinks, but you at least have a chance to save yourself easier. And obviously, if you're crashing balsa, or if you did the same thing with balsa, you're pretty much done. So that's awesome. Then we had Rhea Walsh. And I didn't know how this was going to go, but he has his custom gripping, and he was going to hand launch it with the gear down. I was nervous, but he pulled it off. So, hey, man, got a good running start.
I thought he was going to troll us for a second with, just going to keep running with it.
He puts on a full flight here. We won't show you the whole thing, but that was the most impressive part of the gripping. So it has the power to hand launch if you want to take a nice sprint. You got to Patrick Mahomes it. You got to run up to the line and, chuck it to get it up there. Oh, we should have did something for the Super Bowl. We should have did boxes or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get away with that now. Too late. But, I almost forgot that's coming up this Sunday. But Rhea, awesome post, man, and good flying and good customization on your gripping. Then we got Paul Mullen. He posted, and he had other people post up their customizations. But again, military Avantis, I love them. I'm always going to smash the like button or have the awesome tank rolling in for any sort of militarized Avantis. If you've been watching the show, I love the Avanti. It's just, sport jets just don't do it for me. I like seeing them, sports schemes, I should say. I like seeing them like this. It's just cool. It's a, way to play. But now Mac Norwood, I thought this was awesome. Did you guys see? We've shown a lot of his stuff. He's back in the game, but he made the Dale Earnhardt Intimidator F-16. It's awesome. It's awesome. I a lot of credit on that. I love the all black. It looks crazy. It is an Intimidator. And, if I was never a NASCAR guy, but that's a testament to Dale Earnhardt and how popular he was. Everybody knows the number 3 car, whether you watch it or not. And you know why. He was, the Wayne Gretzky or the Michael Jordan of his sport. And that was awesome. So it looks fantastic. And one day I'd love to get out. He's here in Georgia, Mac. I never met him myself, but I'd love to see some of these planes in person. So maybe I'll get to see that. But he did a great job. And I'm assuming he used Cali Graphics to get that done. I think he has posted that he's done that in the past. Now, we got another Avanti pops up, but his name is Leroy Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins is a famous World of Warcraft
I hope
meme.
it's the same guy. He's a legend.
He's a legend, a legendary meme. If you guys never... Just Google Leroy Jenkins and watch it. If you know nothing about World of Warcraft, it's really hysterical. But, if your name is Leroy Jenkins, then awesome. But Leroy Jenkins coming in with the Blue Angels Avanti. I love it. So, military Avanti and then a show Avanti. I think I've seen a Thunderbirds one at one point, but now I'm not too sure. But it works. That could be an Avanti. That could be the Blue Angels in the year 2046 or something. Who knows? If they get tired of the F-18s. Then Scott Greenfield, I can't wait to see this one fly. He finally finished up his MiG-29. We've shown progress shots of this that he's posted, and it looks awesome. I love all the... the color sets on this MiG. I love the work he did on it. And I'm excited to just see it in the air. That's the last thing I want to see with the card on it. Get it up and get it flying. But it looks fantastic. So good on you, Scott Greenfield. It was awesome. And was there another video came through? Oh, Justin. Did you get Justin's in there?
Not yet.
You did not. I told you to. I promised Justin it was in there. Is he in? Is it in? Should be in Facebook, and it's just labeled Justin. He's finding it. It's coming in. Look how fast this loads up. Alex producing on the fly.
Right now.
From behind as you come to the...
And it should be better.
And the audio should be better, and he didn't size it right. There it is.
You can't size it until I bring it in. It should be... There we go.
Replay it.
We're
Replay it.
From the top.
But Justin just shared this one with me about 20 minutes before we went in, but he was having fun with the gripping. Justin loves the high alpha stuff. They had a puddle there, and Justin lives dangerously. So it looks awesome. And he has a bunch of, I remember seeing some slow-mo shots. Maybe he'll share those up. But Justin Lamb, thank you so much for sharing that, my man. And yeah, right? Alex is slacking over here. You had one job. You have one job. We got to make a one job.
You got one job.
You had one job. So that'll do it for the Facebook community. And now let's head over to YouTube. So what are we gonna start with on YouTube? Let's go with Stem Wings. Oh, so this guy, he's getting no traction on his YouTube channel. Not that he should. He posts, you know, a couple seconds of videos. But if you remember a couple weeks ago, he had posted a cockpit display, and now he's working on it. And he shares these little clips. He doesn't talk about how he did it or anything. And it's just these quick little clips that he posts to YouTube. And it looks absolutely awesome. Play it one more time. If it looks like, I don't know if you could get in touch with him, but another crazy customization that would be, I mean, I could see somebody with a composite turbine jet wanting this. But maybe he'll contact. I see he hasn't really responded to comments, but he did post that in our Facebook community. And if you're out there, man, let people know. You know, there is profit probably for you, sir, for the crazy guys who want to customize everything. But it looks awesome. I mean, that display looks really, really cool. So power to you, STEM. Hope you get some subscribers and traction from this. Moving on, Flying Ant. Go to Flying Ant. Anthony, he's over in Grapevine, Texas. I met the man a couple years ago when we went out to a show. This was a fun video. He had a friend who rebuilt after like years of not flying. It's a great video to go check out. Watch the full video because Ant does some fun editing in it. But he rebuilt a V2 F-18, so the EPS F-18, and you know, he explained something happened when the guy flipped his flaps and landing gear at the same time, went into a bad spiral. But just the way it's edited and the fun with it, and it has a happy ending is all I'll say. But so I speed it up. They go out there, they find it, check out the damage, and he does this whole funny bit where like he types, but the old Super Hornet, and it was sad to see it. You know, obviously sad to see it go down. But again, it has a happy ending at the end. And, you know, just a funny video. Ant always comes out. Doesn't make videos often, but when he does, he puts a lot of work. Like this whole bit. If you can hear him talk, I'm sure you might be able to hear it. I can't hear.
It's probably low.
Rebuild, recounting the radio system. He had a brain fart. I was like watching this. I was just hysterical laughing. So go check out the full video, guys, and you know, you'll see the happy ending at the end. So Ant, good on you for making that post. It was a fun video and a good channel there. Flying Ant, he's a good follow for sure. When he pops up with something, it's usually worth your time to watch it. Moving on, what's the next one we want to do? Oh, RC Pilot. Oh, well, RC Pilot H was flying this. So I feel like I saw that pop up, and it's just funny. I remember how you say that. It's like certain planes you don't see for a while, and then all of a sudden, people pop up. And here's another one. He had an incident. He got it fixed, and then he goes out and flies. Now, I wasn't sure if it's the high-performance one or it's just, you know, the basic. I don't think the original Outrunner version was any slouch by any means. And again, the Inrunner version doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be faster, but it should make it more efficient, which is going to be awesome. Might sound a little better, but we'll have to see when we take it out and fly. But either way, watching that gets me excited to fly this, hopefully next week. Moving on, Corsair Smitty, I promised you, my man, I missed this one, but he wanted to send a shout out to the Merry Boozers because he took his Corsair and he papa-dotted it. For those who don't know what that means, the Merry Boozer RC channel, it's a father-son and /father / husband-wife channel, all three of them. They have a great channel over there, and they are known for papa-dotting. So they will dot up a plane for the rivets, and he did it to the Corsair, and it looks awesome. So Corsair Smitty, and you are there. I'm sorry I missed you the last week. I just, you know, things happen, and I forgot, so I blame myself. And I'm sorry, but hopefully this makes up for it. But it looks awesome. Now I'm going to ask you, let's see it in the sky. Get out and fly it. Get somebody to take a picture. But either way, it looks great. And I love that you followed, I guess, the Merry Boozers, you know, what they do black dots on light planes. They do silverish dots on darker planes. So, you know, it works really well. And if you guys remember a long time ago, I don't know, well, way before we were doing the live show, when I first met Wesley and his father was at Joe Nall. And the night before we left, his father said, "I'll Papa Dot your Corsair." So I had the Birdcage Corsair. I was like, "Are you sure?" And he spent that entire night and the next day handed me my Corsair, which still lives to this day. It flies amazingly and it looks fantastic with the Papa Dots. And it's signed by the man himself. So I love it. And then I think this is the last YouTube... Oh, no, not the last YouTube video. You don't have Air Guardian's video in here. Did it load?
I guess Dropbox.
I hope it loaded.
Today.
Dropbox is loading,
Try to
but
get it in there real quick.
I cannot pronounce that. I'm not even going to try, but I commented on his video, sir. Arcadisius. Can somebody phonetically spell that if you know how you'd pronounce that? And I'll say it. But beautiful flight on the Spitfire. If you're going to fly a Spitfire, I'm going to watch it. And because you guys know me, I love me some Spitfire. The Flightline Spitfire always sounds beautiful, always looks beautiful in the air, and he flies it really well. So go check out his thing. And it's not updating in Dropbox. If you want to go to mine and delete from my computer, it'll probably load up, and we will show Air Guardian's MiG.
Buy 2 minutes.
Or, because Air Guardian, I saw your MiG this morning, I did a little 1-minute cut of it, and I guess Dropbox, we filled up, so it didn't transfer over to Alex's computer. So he's going to try to do that right now, and then, you know, hopefully we can show that in a second. And this will come back to me, right? After the Spitfire, but good landing on that. So I'm looking, Arcadius? Is that what somebody said? Yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough to...
You never dropped it in?
I never dropped it in. Oh, is it in exports? Technical difficult. This is why we need an Alex cam. He's over there running through 2 computers, and, you know, it is what it is, but we're going to try to find it. Sorry about that, Air Guardian. Alejandro, sorry about that, my man. But yeah, great landing on the Spitfire. I see a lot of questions people ask, you know, which warbird should you get? And, you know, I always say both. I think the Corsair and the Spitfire both fly fantastically, and good presence on both of them. And I'm like you guys, I want another Flightline, eventually another Flightline 1600 millimeter single engine warbird.
All right, we got it, but it's gonna come in missized and loud at first. So sorry.
Okay, so we gotta do this on the fly, quick. Oh, there we go. It's blown up. Alex is gonna shrink it a bit, fit the screen.
Boom.
And there it is. And you want to get on Air Guardian. Already experimenting with some Cobras because, of course, that's what he does. But I can't wait to see you ring it out, man. So again, guys, if you already know you want to go to these YouTube channels, you know, give them a subscribe. It costs you nothing to do it. And it helps these people build their channels. And, you know, you don't have to click the bell. It's not... anything, it's up to you, but you know, this helps our community get seen by more people from all these people doing this. I mean, who wouldn't watch? You never know whose channel is going to introduce somebody nowadays to RC as a whole. So that helps you guys, that helps Motion RC, that helps every RC person who's, you know, who makes profit off of anything RC. It all helps, because RC is an awesome thing that isn't going anywhere for a long time. At all, whether it's cars, boats, trucks, you name it, anything. We want to help everybody out. So that'll do it for our YouTube highlights. So that was our community tour. We didn't have anything really that I could find on the Squawk for this week. Again, if you definitely want to see your stuff in there, share it into our forum thread. The link is in the description. If you share it there, it'll end up here. Unless I forget one week, but it'll eventually end up. But
Dropbox doesn't bring it over.
Or Dropbox doesn't bring it over, but eventually it'll end up over here, and for sure. Whereas Facebook and YouTube, that's just us throughout the week. You know, as I see things, I throw it in a folder, and you know, as it comes over. So you know, if you post to Facebook and you don't see yourself here, it's just because there's 8,500 people posting in there, and Facebook is terrible about seeing everything sometimes. So that's tough. But let's get going with the Yak. So as I said earlier, this is the, again, 6S high performance Yak. So I already opened inside, and you'll see this, but inside we got our, and I'll move it closer, Alex. This is for the light, if you can read it. I don't know if it's going to be too far. There it is, 2100, if you could see it. 2100 kV in-runner inside. And again, this was my first time seeing it really up close, taken out of the box. And I can't believe how simple this is going to be. I haven't even looked at the manual. It's just going to be gluing. And again, only 4 screws. And it's funny because the manual is still, when this first came out, there was a 4S version. And this was probably one of those kits where you would have had to maybe install the servos. So they don't update the manual. I should probably update the manual, but that's why we're going to remake a new build video. But if you look at it and you see all the work so basically you look at the manual, see all the stuff you don't have to do, because everything comes out already done. I mean, all your linkages are on, all your servos are installed, and I really like the finish. I mean, anybody who has this, I love how clean it looks. It looks awesome. And then on here you got 2 servos driving the elevator, so those are wide into the fuselage already. So we're just going to have to glue that on. And then we're just going to glue the vertical stab. Again, you already got the servo and the rods. So really, it's awesome that there's nothing that you have to do. So I went ahead and I installed my Futaba, my receiver, and I bound it up quick so I didn't have to do that on video. But everything I plugged in. And then, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook, but I'm seeing, there were a couple more posts where I guess we're getting a lot of new people into the hobby, and we're seeing a lot of people having signal issues. And then one post had popped up, I think it was last week, and the guy posted a picture, he had an issue with his P-51 Mustang with an Admiral Stability gyro. And all I did was go in and said, based on the picture, your aerials were facing to the nose and to the tail, so you weren't creating the diversity that you need. So like in this aircraft, I just wanted to show, I mean, it's hard to show, but, I have my receiver here. I have one aerial going straight down the side, pointed to the nose, and based on how deep this battery compartment is, the battery's going to be below it. And then my other aerial, I have it going to the back and straight down. So it's all about, when you're installing your receivers, I mean, 95% of receivers on the market are at least going to have 2 aerials. You want to get those going 90 degrees. So make an L with your finger. That 90 degree can be like this. It can be like this. It can be like this. It can be like this. A lot of people like it, I heard, on like 45 degree angles going each way. But then you also want to make sure that, your battery, because that's pretty much the biggest thing that can, affect your signal. Remember, your RX signal on 2.4s can't go through lithium. So if you have your 2 aerials, facing either together or in the same plane, if you get into a position where your transmitter, if the battery is somehow, if your plane's in an orientation where both those aerials get blocked, it's nothing to do with the RX. There's no signal. There's no way the signal can penetrate. So the point of the diversity is that at least if I had an aerial like this in my plane and I'm looking at it, if one aerial is blocked, it's hard to show. At least the bottom one, at least there's something that you're hoping your TX can pick up. And that's something you can test by doing a proper range check on your, aircraft at the field. And a proper range check. I've seen people do range checks where they take their plane, they put it down in one orientation, they walk their 30 paces, they do it, we're good, let's go. And it's like, man, you tested it in this orientation. What happens when the plane is like this? What happens when the plane is like this? What happens when the plane's like this? What happens when it's coming at you? That's why in my range check video, you saw me, I move it around. I clock it every 15 degrees, if you will, 45 degrees in all planes. And especially for the bigger ones, like when I was using that Z0, I range checked that thing for like an hour. I wasn't risking it as much, but you really got to make sure, because you could even have you could have your aerials placed 90 degrees, and still lose signal if for some reason one of these aerials is touching a carbon spar, piece of carbon in your plane. Again, I'm not technical guy when it comes to it. It's just layman's terms here. You want to make sure that your signal isn't blocked. You don't want to have your aerials touching your battery in any sort of way. You don't want any electrical interference that could interfere, because we see it all the time. Oh, I smashed it. That RX is terrible, or that one. A lot of times it's user error. This is like advanced technology. I don't know how protocols are made, whether you fly Futaba, Spectrum, JR. It's all advanced stuff, man. I mean, the odds that you got a Lemon RX are so slim, and people do. I'm sure it happens. Everyone's gotten a Lemon car or a Lemon. It happens. These things happen. But the odds are not in your favor in that. It's how you set it up. And being, doing your due diligence. Pretend there's a human being in your RC aircraft. If you're a real pilot, you're going to want to make sure that things are checked. Because especially with RC, this is how we get hurt, and this is how we lose money if we don't do things right. So, you want to make sure you do your due diligence when you do it. So that's how I have it set up, because there is there's a direct V in the back. My battery will never touch that bottom aerial, but it'll be nice and low. The plane, for the most part, when I'm flying, is going to be in this orientation. I'm going to be below it. So that bottom one is going to be looking at me a majority of the time. And then when I flip inverted, this top one, I should see it. But, and then I see people Guniac, yes. And if you add a satellite too, because I know with Futaba, you can S-bus 2 receivers together to make your satellite. I haven't gotten that far yet. I plan on making videos on Futaba for that. But then your Admirals, the regular 6-channel and the regular 10-channel can connect to the satellite. Those are great. But yeah, that just adds more diversity, gives you more opportunity for success. But again, you can misplace all 4 of those receivers and have yourself an issue. So, just be mindful, especially if you're new. And that's the hardest thing with people that are new too, is you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know to check, and the worst thing is finding this out, in a crash. So either way, let's get this thing built up. So as I said, I already have it bound. My receiver's already in. So I don't think I even need to do this. So I'm just going to check what the order of operations is.
That was a free quick tip, by the way, everybody.
That was a free quick tip. You got to pay for the next one. You got to wait till Tuesday for the next one. But I really love that series. We're having fun with it, trying to keep them as layman terms as possible. But you see, so I'm looking through the manual. So what do they say? Install fuselage. It looks like we are starting, it says install servos, then install fuselage. So it looks like we're starting with the horizontal stabs first, and then the vertical would be last. So it says horizontal stabs, main wing, and vertical stabs. So let's do that. And that's it. We're going to knock this out. And I am not going to use the glue that comes with it, because I'm going to save that one because it's unopened. I'm going to use one that I already have that's open. Same glue. I love these tubes. I use them all the time. Somebody actually had a good explanation of what the type of solvent base. So the solvent, sort of the way this glue works is something inside basically evaporates over time, and that's what creates the connection for foam tack.
Whoa, that sounds like a quick tip, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a glue master, but I was like, all right, I can believe that. It sounds easy enough. Oh, first things first, let me get my motor, because I left that open to show you guys. So this comes obviously already installed. Am I in the right direction? Let's get that, and it is a nice snug fit. There are just two screws on the bottom hatch. And I believe I heard from Justin Lamb said he's got, how many of you guys, I'm looking up, how many of you guys have the Yak or have had the Yak? That'll be awesome. Devin Bosch, I have not flown the 64mm Raptor yet. The weather has just been, it's just been absolutely awful. But we're hoping for next week. Actually, today would have been a great day to go out and fly, but I have to be here with you guys.
Justin wants you to say Yak instead of Hawk.
Yak?
Like New York, I guess.
A Yak
Like,
130.
Bring back our roots. Say New York.
New York. Oh
130.
yeah, like I don't know if I ever said New York. My
New York.
problem,
Oh,
my accent.
Oh, you have.
My accent went from, I mean, I'm Long Island born, and then I went to college in Boston, so I had a terrible mix of Boston and Long Island, probably the two worst American accents
He's
you
yelling
could
at you
get.
again.
And,
York,
you know,
James, York.
for the love of God, York.
Is York
Um,
right? Not Yak.
I'm saying yak. I'm not, you know, I'll say Sue 35, but it's a yak. Yakety yak.
York.
Don't talk back. All right, so that's in. So now, first step in this is going to be our horizontal stabilizer. Now, one thing about I like to do, and I do it in every video, you want to score this up. So we are going to be gluing. So this is glued on, going to get glued on here. So the first thing I do, anytime I'm meeting foam to foam, especially when the foam is painted, you want to make sure, oh, I forgot, Alex is on camera there. Especially when the foam's painted, you want to score this up. So you know that this part is going to be glued down, so it doesn't matter how it looks. But I like to create all sorts of crisscrosses across, because that's just going to help the foam when it meets together, create a better connection. So I will just literally dig into it. Creates more surface area, helps with the bonding between everything, and just going to give you a tighter fit. So, you know, you definitely want to do this, and I'll do it to both sides. So then I'll come on the tail, and I will just long scores all the way across.
Oh man, we started something with the Yak versus York right now.
Yak versus yak. Hey, say it how you like. As long as you know what I'm talking about, then, you know. Then it is what it is. Let's go on this side. So again, for anybody new to RC, anytime you see a foam-to-foam gluing connection, I would do this. I think it definitely helps. I've always done this. It's something that I was taught years ago doing this, so it's just something that I do instinctively at this point. I can't tell you if I ever, you know, lost a plane because a glue separated in the air. You know, that never happened. But now, what you want to do, so they've taped, the two connections. So it looks like we're going to have our two elevator servos are back here, our connections. So they have them taped to the side. You want to pull those out, like so, and then get rid of this tape. And if you want to use this tape, sometimes I will tape the servo connections together with a little Blenderm or, you know, hinge tape. If I want to make sure, in case I'm pulling a wire through, that it doesn't accidentally pull out or something. You know, that's completely up to you. But I will get them connected first, and then we'll add our glue, and we'll put it together. So again, polarity, orange to orange. And then we have a reverse servo. So the servos, when you see white, red, and black, that's a reverse servo. And the yellow, red, and, you know, is a regular servo. So you just want to meet white to, you know, lighter color to lighter color, darker color to darker color. So when those are together, again, I will push that to the back. Now I'm going to add my glue. And where did I put my glue? So let's finish off this one. So what I do, thicken it up, get it all over the connection. More the merrier. You know, even if it squeezes out, you can wipe it off a little bit, but I want to make sure there's glue everywhere there needs to be on one side. And the beauty of this glue, it takes like, you know, you have about 90 seconds to a minute before it'll start tacking up, or that's what you want to do when you push it together. So like right now, let's stick that in, and then when I press them together, and they always tell you when you press them together, meet them, make sure everything looks good, but then you want to pull them apart, and you should see stringies. There'll be stringies. It's hard to see. Alex on a different camera. This one doesn't zoom in, but we want to wait about 60 seconds. So I can read some comments. Wish they would update this without having the glue, but it's not the worst thing ever. Yeah, Pepper, I mean, you know, glue, this takes an extra minute. What time am I saving versus not having glue. But yeah, if you want to take it apart, but something like this for a smaller 70 millimeter, you know, they're going to fit in your car anywhere you go. But now once you do that, then you press it together. So 60 to 90 seconds is what you want to wait on the glue. And then once you press it together, you know, a little while, that's not going to go anywhere. I don't see any drips coming out. So we're good. So now while the tail is going, next step is our main wings. And now this one, it does say glue as well. I don't know if you necessarily need the glue because it is also going to be held together by screws. So I think for the purpose of this, again, it is a 70 mil. I would never take the wings off. These fit so easily in my car. But, you know, it's there. Corsair Smitty says it isn't fitting right. No, it's on, man. It's right there. It's clean, baby. That fits right there. Maybe it's just the camera, but that is where it should be. So next one, we're going to open up our package. Again, you're getting 2 spars. What I'll do is at least glue in the spars because they give you 1 for each wing. So, you know, most Freewing models that sometimes comes in. Whoa, that's really tight anyway. I don't think I need to glue that in. I couldn't even pull that out if I wanted to. Boom. There it is. Yeah, it comes out. Might as well glue it. And if you're going to glue your spar, you really only have to do one side because then you can just spin it when it goes in and call it a day. So I'll put that in and out. Nice. And it only goes in as far as it's going to go in. So that's one where you can't lose it. It's not going to go too far. There is a block on the opposite side. So we'll do the other one. Might as well. I'm excited to get out with this one. We got a couple because now we're going to go out. I got the Crusader. We got the 64 millimeter F22. We got the high performance ME262 we're going to take out. And then, sorry, Alex. Alex is trying to get B-roll on another camera while I do this so that when we go to make the video, because the video is going to be made partly of this, but I always voice over the video after we build it. Just makes it easier than trying to do it and talk through it while you're going. Makes it cleaner, if you will. So just for the purpose of time, I'm just going to screw these together for this. I may go back and glue them, but here I am ready to use my teeth.
I saw you. You're ready to bite the bag. Somebody wants to know what the radios
Justin,
are.
that's Justin, yeah. It's a Bancroft and Tank radios. He's funny. All right, Wicked Moto, you're pushing a happy button on this? On the Yak? It's a good flyer, man. So I don't know why I'm opening up that.
If you're buying
So again,
that right now, that is awesome.
That is awesome if you're buying it right now. So let's put this. So again, we got 2 servo leads on one side. I'll do this side first. Let's flip it because we're on this side. So again, you just have 2 servos coming out. Make your connections. Again, this was a time before Quick Connect and stuff, but you know, if this really takes you that much time where you're gonna go make a Facebook post and complain about it, then man, that's sad. I always see it's the little things. I get it. Sometimes it's, you know, some things are a little easier, but like, you know, whenever I see that, I'm like, you know, the extra 5 seconds is awesome. Motion should sell afterburner light kits. You know, I'm sure Freewing and stuff could do it, but like, you know, why would you? There's so many guys that are doing great in that space. Like, you know, that would only hurt other people. I don't think they need that, and it just helps. It's one of those things. I don't see why they do it in essence, because you'd have to just pay more for it. Leave it as an option if you want to do it, you know. If they came standard, then, you know, you can't complain about price increases and stuff if there were other. There you go, one on one side, and then I'll do the other side quick while we're here. So I could care less about quick connections, like you said, 5 seconds and never take the wing. Exactly. I don't worry about things like that. You know, they're nice little features, of course, you know, Some models it's great, especially a model that's bigger and needs it, one that you're going to take apart often, then yes, 100%, you know, like it makes sense to do that. But, you know, for one, like a jet like this is so small in essence, like any car, this is going to fit in the back seat of any car as is. You'll never have to take this off, and you wouldn't want to. So again, just meets, and you just want to push the servo wires back in, and everything's labeled aileron, aileron, flap, flap, so it's very simple once it's in there. Like, I don't see, with 4 screws, I don't see why I would need to glue these together when it's the same 4 screws as any other Freewing jet, so it's awesome. Yeah, oh, hey Ryan, what's up, man? Guy asked about this is 70 millimeter 2100 kV, so it's a new 70 millimeter, because some of these 70 millimeter models had come with 60 amp ESCs and some with 80 amp ESCs. So the ones with 60 amp ESCs, like the Freewing, like the ME262, like this one, they're gonna get the 2100 high performance in-runner, because that only draws 55 amps or something like that. Whereas the 2210 motor will draw like 65, closer to 70 amps or 75 amps, and that's for the ones that have 80 amp ESCs. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it, you know, we'll see if there's any difference. I think what I'll have to do maybe, you know, is just rip the Hawk system, because the Hawk would be the 80 amp ESC with the 2210. I could rip that off and just swap them, you know, and see if there'll probably be a, you know, a change. But, you know, I think for cost purposes, to keep the price about the same, you know, or a little bit more, you know, just go with that new motor. But 12 blade fan inside, seems like it's going to be awesome. So now at this point, let's check our tail. Tail is looking good. Squeeze it together. Yeah, you can see she's about, you know, about 6 feet.
Oh, guy wants to know, is it a twin or a single EDF?
This is a single. Let's just say twin EDF, twin 70s. You saw the that's the ME262.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Thanks, twin 80.
No, that would be, there's no, the only, well, the twin 70s are the AL37 and the ME262. There's no twin 70s with, you know, the two, because a twin 70, you need to be the size of a 90 millimeter jet. That's how I always do the doubles. So like a twin 64 millimeter is about the equivalent of a single 80. A twin 70 is about the equivalent of a 90. So then a twin 80 MiG, I think, is about the equivalent of a 105 single EDF. And then if you got to a twin 90, which I heard eventually could come, that you're looking at like 125, you know, that would be insane. But, you know, then you're pushing prices through the roof. But all right, so then the last one's going to be our vertical stab. So again, vertical stab is one connection. They've got the wire looped together. That is something I hate when they do. Ah, this thing's terrible. I can't do this. they tie it in like a little knot here. So now I got to figure out how to loosen knots. It's been a while since I built. I'm building this, by the way.
Yeah,
I look at all this work. This was scratch built. It's incredible. Gary Webb, the 90 millimeter F22. What are they talking about? The 90 mil will fit in twin 70s. Yeah, probably. I mean, with some digging. I gotta loosen one side here. This is like the longest part. I should just leave it. I should probably just leave it. But now we go around. There we go. Now I have enough space to drop that through. Like just a silly knot. There it is. Get it unknotted. All right. Now, since we're gluing this together again, we're going to score it. So all the spots. So I just make X's. Go one way. Go the other way. And then I can see this one gets buried into the foam. So there's like a little notch. So I want to do the sides as well. And especially because this is painted. You know, they can't mask off. There's no sense in, you know, even the masts are like in Freewing. If you remember that video we made, the masts are made out of copper, so they're not going to make a whole copper mast just for this little portion down here. They just paint the whole thing. But they do. This is like, it's really smooth. The paint job on this. So that's scored, and then we're going to score inside, and I'll show the camera. So inside they just tape down the two things, and this is more for Alex, not for you guys on the thing, because this is sort of behind the scenes of how we produce our shows. Normally we'll just have music or YouTube videos playing in the background while we do our builds, and we rock and roll. So those are our elevator leads pop up through there, and then the rudder, just one lead here with the tape. I'm gonna get that. Let's meet that connection. Orange to orange. Good to go. And then that can be pushed into the cavity where it comes from. Get back in your home. You too good for your home. And now use our glue, and same rules apply as we did anywhere else. Get it all over. Be nice and liberal with it. Put a little bead on the outside portion. Make sure that ain't going anywhere, because I'd be more nervous about your vertical potentially having lift off than anywhere else. So then I'll push it in, wait a couple seconds, pull it back up. There's stringies happening, let air get in the mixture, and then just hold it there. So, Happy Gilmore, man, come on. That's my, like, you know, that's my time period of movies. Tommy Boy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, you know, timeless classics.
When Adam Sandler made great movies.
When Adam Sandler made great movies. Little Nicky, I think, was the last movie I loved of his. That took me a couple watches to get, and now I love it. James crashed his F-15. I did crash an F-15, but that one I lost signal on, and it was probably because I didn't set my receiver up correctly. I forget. That was a while back.
Yeah.
And that was when I told people that the first F-15 I was building it, and I
drove it off the table.
I used a receiver that did the I was so used to throttle, aileron, elevator. I threw in a receiver that is aileron, elevator, throttle, and I reversed the elevator when I was checking my throws, and it went right off the table. So sad. It happens, but boneheaded mistakes. I remember the throttle was just still on, and it was so sad. So I'm gonna wipe up some excess glue coming out of the sides. Vertical stabilizer is on, and that's it. Last will be the nose. Now with the nose, you know, it's a glue-in nose. They do give you well, there's a hole in there, but it's not for like a spar, but you definitely want to glue that in, or you could just add some magnets to it like they do on the other ones. But if they're saying glue, again, I'm not going to take this out. And the nose cone is all plastic tipped, so you can easily pop this down here. What's up, Jeff's Custom? Welcome to the show. Sorry I missed your show. I didn't get a chance to get in there live. Jeff's Custom does his show, The Flight Club, on Tuesday nights. I check in there as much as I can. But now we're going to score up the nose, so same thing. Just get that whole nose.
Happy little scratches.
Happy little clouds. Happy little clouds. Patrick Crowsdale, who we got to get out and fly with again. It's been a while since I got a chance to fly with Patrick. Weather's just been so awful, but he's the Bob Ross of RC. So, and this will be the last step. So again, meet the connection. There it goes. And now you're going to pry it apart. You will see it'll string up a bit. It's hard for you guys to see, but there's like strings that
You'll
go.
see it in the real video.
You'll see it in the real video. We slow it down, and then and then do it. But I'm excited. And then I'll plug it in because it's already bound up. So I can drop the gear quick and see if anything's reversed. Because I have no idea. Is that about 60 seconds? Yes, Justin, nose is plastic tipped, so you can easily store her on her nose. She is solid on the nose, which is nice. The white is plastic. There we go. All good. And again, decals already done. 2 pilots in the cockpit with nice cockpit graphics on the side. If you want to go check out Stem Wings, he's got a sweet cockpit panel in there that you can put on there. That'll be awesome. So let me plug it in. Oh, the one thing I will say on this one, and I'm sure, but the 60 amp ESC did have a XC60 on it, which I don't know if that was just maybe I got they threw the wrong one in, but let me know if you guys have one. So I had a adapter, so I'm just gonna put the adapter. Eventually, I'm gonna snip that off and just use the XT EC5s, if you will. So that could be the one little thing that I don't know if it's just, you know, mine was just one accident or if they all come like that, because there used to be a 4S version of this plane as well. So yeah, just check that out.
Cracking up weird at myself at George Watch's comment defending Adam Sandler movies and how much money he's made.
Defending Adam Sandler.
I'm just imagining Adam Sandler randomly tuning into our channel to see what's up with Motion RC.
Adam Sandler
Discuss his
Adam
movie
Sandler
career.
might love he might love RC aircraft. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. You might be a big aviation buff. Alright, I'm putting it in. I gotta figure out which way the battery should orientate. I'm not doing CG right now. I'm not worried about that. There we go. So it is latched in, and then let me lift it up just so I don't put it in a position where the gear can drop. There we go. So again, it is the you know, chicken wire gear, if you will, but again, I don't care what she looks like in the air. She looks great on the ground. So I'm excited. I'm excited. That was so quick. I mean,
Looks
4
good.
screws, got a tube of glue. Took me maybe not even a quarter of a tube of glue to do, and you're done. They just give you 2 extra clevises if you need them, but everything is done. Again, all the linkages already are attached. So let's check it out. Aileron. Left is left, right is right. Now my flaps, I didn't set up flaps yet, so I can't move those yet. Elevator, rudder's reversed, elevator is reversed. So I'll reverse those at another time, but she is good to go. Let me power it up. Oh, am I gonna blow my coffee cup off the table? Ailerons. Aileroons. Patrincic Brothers. What's up, Robert? Blage. What's going on, guys? Ailerons. Ailerons. Yeah, it's a sweet jet, George. And, you know, for the price, you're getting an in-runner now, and she's still a beauty. I've not flown a Yak yet, but she looks like a floater. I can tell right off the bat. So I'm excited for it. She's stocky. She's nice. I have the F-35 up there. We could compare size-wise. That's another 70. Let me grab that down. But you can see F-35 is going to be... F-35 is bigger for a little bit, but definitely a little bigger.
A little chunkier.
Sure, just a smidge shorter wingspan on the 35. But let me get her unplugged so I don't blow her off the table because I haven't set a throttle cut yet. But that's awesome, man. So I'm going to fly it with the 4000. You know, why? With all my 70mm jets, I try not to go to a 5000. You know, why add the weight if you don't need to? Does she sit on her nose without the battery? That's always a... She does. No battery inside. She'll sit on her nose. And what else? I just was thinking about one other thing that I kind of forgot. Oh, now I'm forgetting. Forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the rail. Oh, the rails. That's what I want to check. So the rails don't have the MWS system, so you'd have to either 3D print one or not. So they don't have the notches if you wanted to put, missiles on the tips and whatnot. At least not on the 70. I know the 90 one was fully loaded, but not this one here. So either way, guys, there it is, and it's only 105. Incredible! I managed to build a plane. I built it from scratch. Don't let anyone tell you different. I did not open that from a box and put it together in about 20 minutes. But there you have it, guys. Again, so at that point, with this model, you can have it bound up without even plugging anything in. All the leads are right there. You don't have to, you're just meeting connections, and all the servos and control rods are done. So definitely nice that, a model that, again, a classic is now super simple to put together. I'm sure people who might have got these years ago, that wasn't the case. You had to install everything. But either way, that's awesome. So let's get on to questions and answers. I'll stay with you guys for another 10 minutes here, and then we'll get on with our Friday. So actually, if you don't have a question or an answer, if you just want to, if you want to drop something, Super Bowl pick, who you guys got? Tampa Bay or Kansas City? I wouldn't bet against Brady, but I want to see what other people say. Are 3D printed parts available? Not from us, but Thingiverse, man. If you got a 3D printer, check Thingiverse. Guys, I know they have missile rails for other aircraft, so you can easily 3D print one, paint it up, and put it on. Again, that gets to the customizations. There's ordnance. There's so much stuff. A 3D printer is almost mandatory now for guys into foam electric aircraft or just modeling in general. There's so much stuff you can do with the modelings. Grip and TV.
Hold on, let me copy and paste your response from last week.
I wish it should. It should. Somebody's I'm gonna have to get choked with the TV unit. I promise you, I will get one as soon as they go, and I will send an email as soon as I know if they are live. But if you notice at the beginning of this video, WL Toys, a lot of new stuff came in, so there's a few containers that the warehouse is working through. So while they're trying to process orders this way, they're trying to stock new stuff, find new homes in a warehouse for stuff. Unbox, it's, they're working overtime, so crazy. What else do we got?
When are we going to start up the entries for March Mayhem?
Do you sell rockets for this one? Do we sell rockets for this one? No, we don't. What are the size of those wheels, please? Ian, I'll measure those wheels for you, buddy. I'm looking at 1.5 inches, so about 40 millimeter on the nose. And I'm looking about 2 inches or about 50 millimeters on the mains. Boom. Henlong tank, hopefully soon as well, guys. This is like, all that stuff is coming. Again, we're just in that craze. It's been crazy. Ian, does the F4 fly heavy? Sure. If you're on, it's a bigger jet, it definitely is a bigger jet, but the 6S or 8S. 8S won't, but now I haven't flown the F4 on the new high performance version, and I know, people love their F4s, so go with it. James Smith, 70% throw maximum for the Yak ailerons. They're very touchy. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I was thinking I'm gonna copy over my file from the BAE Hawk and then probably work off of that. But that would be more touchier than I'm sure this one would be. But I kind of like that. And these at this point they not afraid to fly this thing. I'm excited for it. That'll be awesome. After 400 flights, my engine for the F-86 given up. Do you have good suggestions for a new unit? Anders, go with the high performance Inrunner. I mean, the 80 millimeter now, it's coming with the Inrunner, and that's going to fly beautifully. It's going to be drag and drop. So I would go with that, rather than another brand where you might have to cut things and stuff. You could just drag and drop it in. Shrike Glider and Havoc should be coming soon as well. I know they've been out in the U.S. for a while. I've been dying to get my hands on another Havoc. I had an accident with mine last year when I went to Tired Iron Aviation. I took my eyes off of it for a second, and she met her demise. So it's been a while. I love the Havoc, and I have decal set that I was ready to put on that one as like a Reno race, and I never got to do. So as soon as that comes in, we'll get them in. Is a 90mm yak coming back? Ryan, I can't answer that at this stage. I'm not sure though. You got to check. If you go to Motion RC's, go to our website, go up to the help section. They do have a list of discontinued aircraft. I'm not sure if it's in there, but you can check right now. You know, there. Jameson, I hear you. They will definitely be coming back because they sold out way too fast. I don't think anybody was expecting that. Do you know why there's only the Mirage 2000 as a French jet? I don't know, man. I wish I knew these things, but I'd be happy that there is a Mirage 2000 as a French jet. But what other French jet would you want to see, Arthur? You know, definitely get on Hobby Squawk and throw that out there because they use that info. So maybe in a few years, I mean, eventually they're going to run out of American jets to make. So that's it. My favorite 64mm, my age restriction account, K, the Lippish. The Lippish P15. This guy right here, I love wings. I always have fun ripping wings. And for, you know, what is it, $107 or $108 now with a 3S 1600, you can fly it for like 5 minutes. It can rip all over the place. It can glide. It can float. Easy to land. Easy to hand launch. Even with a little gyro in there, makes it even better. That's my favorite one by far for the 64mm. But I want to see, this one could change my opinion because the 90mm F-22 is an awesome flyer. And I did enjoy recently, about 6 months ago now, we did the 64mm F-18. I had a lot of fun with that one. So I assume I'm going to have fun with this one too. But I will say I prefer my 64s to not have landing gear. I don't like fixed landing gear. Just I don't mind. I don't really. You take it or leave it. I like that this one doesn't have it because I'm just hand launching them and belly landing them. But the Lippy by far is my favorite. How does the Havoc compare to the small Flightline P51? Two different, Oliver. The Havoc, our Havoc, you know, it's a racer, whereas the Flightline P51 is, you know, is more warbird. Flightline P51 slower, let's put it that way. The Havoc's going to be a whole lot more speed, but they both handle great. You know, but the Havoc is more built for speed than the P51 is. But they're both great. Again, I love that one too. I want to see more of the little Flightline planes as well. I'd love to see a little Corsair or a Zero or something like that, or something crazy. Looking through. Ignacio, we need a Su-57, a Su-30 SM, MiG-31, or Su-47.
4 times in a row?
Yeah.
Hit him with the Su?
That's a lot of them. What? Right? Yeah, I got to hit him with this. Right? Is that wrong? SU is not what you're supposed to say. Okay, I was like, I said it right.
No, I was really proud.
I was like, now you're confusing me, I should say. That was a 3-banger, 3 for 4 on Su's. Look at that. I'm starting to say Su. It's just rolling off my tongue now. So, Su-57. You know, we could have these discussions happen every day in every Facebook and forum chat. What should they do next? Wait till you see what's next. The year has only just begun. Yes, as Justin says, go to Hobby Squawk and make your voice heard. Because a lot of things that... It's funny, if you go back into that What's Next thread that's been on Hobby Squawk for years, you go back to some of the first posts when that was made, and like over half or 3/4 of those aircraft at the time have all now been made. It was like A-10, A-4, Hawk. It was like, it's funny to go through it now and to look back. B-24. So somebody's listening. But I'm not the one.
It's Alpha.
You don't want me picking the aircrafts because you'll get some really crazy stuff. So that'll be awesome. But I think that's about does it. So guys, in closing for this week's show. So next week, again, we're going to have some WL Toys cars. I'm going to save one that I won't unbox so we can do a little quick unboxing. Again, they're all ready to run. These WL Toys, the link is in the description for the cars. And then that excavator. Check it out. I'll have that on the table because at least I can't crash that out of the box. I can guarantee it'll be on the table here next week. So we're going to do that. We'll have footage of us playing with them, which will be great, and we'll work it on the table. So we're going to do a little surface stuff next week. But of course, if the weather's nice, I'm getting out with this, so we might have footage of this flying, or the new high-performance ME262, some of these guys, 64s, all this new stuff that we're building that we're just waiting on that weather to go. So, and then, of course, all of you guys, share whatever you got, you know, in our customer community. Share it in the description of this video. You'll find the link in Hobby Squawk. You can share pictures there, man, if you want to see your name on in the show. It's awesome. We love it. And again, anyone who you know, if you appear on the show at any point, you are automatically entered into the possibility of winning something, which is going to be awesome, out of our end of the year giveaway. And yeah, that about does it for this week. And then March Mayhem, guys, we're close, so I'm about ready to start working on that. We'll talk about the March Mayhem soon, but that's going to be started in March. So you know, we're getting close. Probably maybe in 2 weeks. Not next week's episode. The week thereafter, we'll probably get started with entries. You know, giving you an entry period to enter your customized aircraft. So that'll be great. But guys, thank you so much. So have yourselves a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl if you're going to be watching. I know I will be. And as always, happy flying, and we'll see you next time at Motion RC Live.